Why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth. It was because here in this land, we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before. Freedom and the dignity of the individual have been more available and assured here than in any other place on earth. The price for this freedom at times has been high, but we have never been unwilling to pay that price.
Our governor's executive orders have gotten out of control. His power has reached heights that we have not seen in a long time. And let me just remind you that it wasn't just Democrats who voted for that. There was quite a few Republicans as well. In fact, in the New York State Senate, there was only 4 senators who voted no to increase the governor's executive orders. One of them was George Borrello. So he is based out of, I believe, Chautauqua County. I might be wrong, Cattaraugus, but George Borrello is a phenomenal senator, and we need to support him as much as we can here in New York State. But, you know, it wasn't just Democrats that did that. There were quite a few Republicans who voted for Andrew Cuomo to have these increased executive powers. Now, they're only supposed to last for 30 days, and then after every 30 days, he can revisit, and if he believes that there's an emergency and is deemed necessary that he increases those powers, he is allowed to do that incrementally. However, he has unilaterally decided that he's going to keep these powers until 2021, and that in and of itself is unconstitutional according to our New York State Constitution. And I do know that we do have quite a few people who are pushing back against this, so don't lose hope, folks. We have Jim Ostrowski, who is an attorney here in New York State, in Western New York specifically. He, along with Steve Filano from 2A NYS, that's 2anys.com, I believe, or .org, don't quote me, it's one or the other. You can go to that website and you can read the lawsuit that they have. They're partnering with Shannon Joy from the Shannon Joy Show, based out of Rochester, New York, and the owners of the Firing Pin, which is a gun shop here in Tonawanda, New York. Dwayne Whitmer, the Erie County Libertarian Chairman, and quite a long list of people who have joined the litigation process to sue the governor. The governor needs to be sued for quite a lot of things, but this is a start. They're starting as far as his executive orders, as far as shutting down shops with no due process, which is a violation also of the 14th Amendment. So good luck to those guys. If you want to donate to their cause, go to that website, look it up, read the papers that they filed, and you will be filled with hope knowing that somebody is doing something. I also want to draw your attention to Rochester, New York. We have a mayor there. Her name is Lovely Warren. And Lovely Warren has decided to implement an emergency order to quell violence after a rise in violence since June. 70 people have been shot. 10 people have been stabbed, and this emergency order states that in public after 11 p.m. you are not allowed to have more than 5 people gather in one place, and also after 11 p.m. indoors you are not allowed to have more than 10 people gather. So there you go, folks. More freedoms being stripped away because people are not willing to take a stand. People are not willing to not comply. Do not comply. If it doesn't make sense to you and you've made the choice for you and your family and you're not hurting anybody else, do not comply. We've had lockdowns, we've had masks. The next step, folks, is mass vaccinations. I want to encourage you all, if you're interested, to come to my Father's House Church in Elma on August 7th. We're going to be showing the documentary Vaxxed. That's VAXXED. We're going to show it, and if you want to know why people are up in arms over mandated vaccinations, I invite you to come. I invite you to come and watch this movie. If you can't come, you can buy it on YouTube. You can also watch the sequel Vax 2 on YouTube. But the economy has shut down, like I said, for a virus that has a better survival rate than out of the flu. And it's ridiculous. And the people who have died from this virus have usually died because they have underlying conditions and they have comorbidity. And it is not people who are 100% healthy or even 90% healthy. It's people who have underlying conditions. But make no mistake, they're going to use those numbers, the less than 1% mortality rate, to force a mandated vaccination on the citizens of the United States of America. And that doesn't sound bad in and of itself, does it? Mandated vaccinations. Vaccinations save lives. Vaccinations are good. They save lives. But let me tell you something. If vaccinations are so good and these pharmaceutical companies are so ethical, why do they have to go out of the country to underdeveloped countries to do their vaccination testing on human beings? Now, this COVID-19 vaccination has completely bypassed a lot of the steps that most companies, pharmaceutical companies, take to test and to produce a vaccination. They have completely skipped over many, many important tests, and one of them is the animal testing. They've completely skipped over animal testing and they're going straight to human testing. Last Wednesday in Johannesburg, Africa, people took to the streets to protest and voice concerns over being the world's first human test trials for this vaccine.